Lens flare, it's called. Light right in the shot. Well, normally we'd frame that out if possible, but sometimes
You can see on the screen what it's doing? See the light, the lens flare?
there's a light physically in the shot, and it's causing a flare that you can see in the lens right here. You can actually see it. Now see, I can do that and make it go away. You guys can't see it from there, but you can see it sitting here. I'm doing that here, okay? Making the lens flare go away. Now, I want to do that so I don't have to hold it. I need something called a flag. And this isn't really a flag, but I've found that improvised it will work just fine. I will take this and use my Magic C stand again and set it in such a way that it blocks the light in the shot. I'm telling you, these are amazing tools. Okay, almost got it. There, I got the lens flare. Now look over and I've covered the light. I didn't do it by looking at the light or the monitor, because I usually wouldn't be able to see it. But here I'm doing it by looking at the lens itself. That's how I know I got it. And there, the lens is set. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, look, now the light. Look at it under here. And turn it on and off again. Oh, I just moved it. Okay, turn it on and off again. Maybe a little intense. If I wanted to, I could add a bit of softening agent to it, a bit of diffusion. I'll show you what that does. It affects the quality of the light. Okay, see the difference? Look at the screen. Watch the screen. Here you go. See, there's without, and there's with. These little subtle differences, I tell you, just make the whole world of difference. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a 3-point lighting lesson. Any questions? Then we can move on and do something fun or something else to talk about. See, we covered.
Can you get back to
So here, I would often do for a 2-camera thing to make it a little simpler, is make lights do 2 for 1. Right now, this light is her backlight. But if we're larger and higher, I could make it your key light. So it would be a second key light right here. Where would the other fill light go then? Anyone? Over here. And this light then would become, this would become her backlight from this camera angle. Come here, you want, okay, can't show you this camera angle. I'm going to turn this off for a second. We're going to work on you. I'm sorry I didn't catch the name.
Jasmine.
Jasmine? Okay, we're going to work on Jasmine now. I'm the camera. I got 2 camera angles on here. If I zoom out, I got an over the shoulder on Mel here. And then I got a zoom in for a tight shot. Same thing this way. Same thing where the camera is now. But right now, I got, if I set a key light here, that's also a backlight for you. It's 2 for 1 now. You see what I'm talking about here? This light is doing what would be doing, if I set a light here, okay, a soft source like that, it would be doing what this light's doing and also being her key light for this camera. Okay? Now I have this fill light. Well, I did the same thing would be true here. I would scooch this light over a little bit and fine tune. It's a fine tune, it really is. Where this light is her backlight and your key light. Try that again. Right now, this light is hitting her here, but not as much as I scooch it over. Let's just do that. Okay, we're just going to scooch it over. Am I on the camera? Yeah. Yes, I'm in the camera. I can't be there. Okay, scooch it over. And I'm going to scooch it back just so I did you that. Okay, now this light is acting as her backlight from this camera and your key light from that camera. Okay. Anyway, you surround them with lights. There'll be another fill light over here, and then you fine tune with all this background stuff. Set a lot more of these things. I don't think I'm syncing in with what I'm talking about with the 2 cameras here. Let me try again. There's going to be a second camera here and a camera there. From each camera, I want to have 3 points of light. But I can take this point of light and use it for two sources. Use it for her backlight, while at the same time it's working as her key light. The same thing over here. This light doesn't exist, would be your backlight and your key light. So, and then I have a fill light over here just like that. So it'd be basically 4 lights surrounding you. That's the basics of how interviews are done and how they look. Not all of them, but that's pretty much the standard way of doing it. Okay, now questions. All right. Let's review then. What are the 3 points of light? What are the lights in the 3-point lighting scheme? And what are the main color temperatures of the light? I can just say indoor, outdoor. This really is summarized. You don't need to know the kelvins. Not yet. Are the same color temperature as that bulb. That bulb might be slightly warmer. It'd be probably like around, that's probably around 2900. This is a 3200. But other than that, it's the same, except that they're big, softer sources that last forever and use little power. Or a similar brand or something like that. But pretty soon I think I'm going to be doing with LEDs. LEDs they're cheap and efficient. Well, not that cheap, but they are efficient, and they're going to be an important lighting source. They got them to fit in Fresnels now and PARs. They got LED PARs now. Remember I was talking about the PARs? I haven't seen an LED ellipsoidal, but...
Like a par can.
Yeah, like a PAR can. Like that kind of bubble, that kind of globe.
So
You'll
JT,
see here in front of my key light. Actually, I'm going to turn my key light into a... What am I turning it into? A bounce light.
the bounce out, you're bouncing the ceiling.
Okay, and I'm going to open up so we can all see. Alright. On a movie set, there are the producers, and you figure out that they're kind of top of food chain. Then there's the director. The director works closely with the... This is just typical. Not everyone's the same, of course. The director works comfortably with the director of photography. The DPs, they're called. The DP and the director decide on the look of a film.
And your director of photography is your videographer, the person running the camera.
Person running the camera, and more than that, they're directing all the photography, and not just operating the camera. There's usually a camera operator that's running the camera, believe it or not.
Typically, they're doing the framing of the shot, the flow of the scene, the flow of the shot, and the director, the camera herself, are directing the emotions and the characters of the actors and actresses, right?
Well, they're working together to come up with the look of the film and the feel of the film. Underneath them, there's underneath the director of photography. Thanks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There is the 2 departments under the director of photography. One would be the set lighting, and the other would be set operations. The set lighting is headed by the gaffer. He is the chief lighting technician. He works with the director of photography to decide the basic mechanics to achieve the look asked for. What kind of lights do you need to give me that look? How big a light do I need to get here? How much cable do I need to get there? Also, then under the other department is the set operations or grip department. The main guy there is called the key grip, and he doesn't take your car keys and run away. He's the guy that is in charge of all the additional equipment, which is substantial. It's not unlikely to have a 40-foot trailer full of stuff for the other parts of the set. These would include stands like the C-stand and much bigger stands and sandbags and apple boxes and all kinds of things that are just mind-blowing if you knew how big they were. Anyway, that's set operations. The key grip is in charge of that. Under both departments, under set lighting and set operations, there is a best boy. Great name, huh? But what it means is that person is the foreman for that department. For each department, it's the same. They're the foreman. This person is responsible for basically men and equipment, for the personnel and the gear, making sure that that's all there when necessary. The Condor is here for this night. That I have all of the extra cable package for this night. That kind of stuff. It's a very big job. It's a prestigious job. It's not a lowly one with the name best boy.
And the Condor is like a big crane.
Condor is a big cherry picker. Okay.
Cherry picker that runs lights or will set a camera up in the apparatus. And
Yeah.
It's almost like this jib crane that we've got It's a 12-foot apparatus, but we're talking about 40, 50, 60 feet.
Sometimes more.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, that's where your moonlight comes in your movies. Watch your movie and wonder where that magic moon is. That's a condom, guaranteed. Underneath each of those department heads, or department heads and department foremans, the best boys, are, in slang terms, known as the juicers and the hammers, which are the grips and which are the electrics and the grips. The electrics work under the course of set lighting, and they're the lighting technicians that do the manual labor. And under grip, they're the ones that set the C-stand. Key grip's not really running around setting C-stands. He's in charge of things. Good questions. They range in everything you can imagine. I have worked more than 40 hours at a time because I've bounced back and forth to specific jobs.
40 hours straight.
40 hours straight. 40 hours straight. That gets a little interesting.
That's almost 2 complete days.
Yeah.
No sleep.
No, I'm sleeping driving dangerously at night. It's insane.
And then
And
2
I'm
weeks
getting
where you're
too old
not
for that.
working at all.
Yes, and there's times I'm not working at all. It's been a little slow lately.
And then how do you get work?
I call around to people and remind them I'm here, and I do some minimal advertising on the web, and that's about it. I do word of mouth contacts, and you can get a feel when you call around to your buddies. We've been doing this a long time. You know what's going on in town, and sometimes there's just nothing going on. That's when the hard part is.
But the key is you gained a reputation. When you get on a set, you blow it one time, you try calling those people back again, and they're like,
It's tough.
not sure we want you to
Tough.
work
I've done
for us.
it.
Yeah, so when you're working for someone, you establish your work ethic and the fact that you get the job done, get it done well,
Yeah.
so that when you call on them again and you remind them, hey, do you need a lighting tech for da-da-da-da, they
Yeah.
know to go to you again.
Let me take a different direction. If you want to break into this as a business, I don't know what your final goals are, but working as a lighting technician on a set, or even a PA, which is the production assistant, that's a coffee getter, it's worth it to take whatever you can, meet as many people as you can, spread your name around as best you can, and that's how everybody I know that works in the business works in the business.